Hello everyone, I'm Grant Carter and today I'll give you an overview of performance consulting and what I can do for you as a performance consultant. A disclaimer to start, this presentation is based on the final product that I developed for the consulting practice in sports psychology course, and that was a few months ago. So some of the content you'll see in the presentation, such as the name of the company, Chris Performance Consulting, and the domain name that I reserved at the time for the course that was available, um, were were solely used for that project and then this presentation. So my proposed company of Chris Performance Consulting does not currently exist, but one day hopefully it does. So what exactly is a performance psychologist? Well, we use science and theory to develop mental skills necessary to overcome problems that hinder your performance in a multitude of areas. So, a lot of people get their body ready for competition, and they believe that through practice they're going to get their mind ready for competition as well. And I believe that's partly true. But to truly take your profession to the next level, a performance consultant can optimize those practice reps and they can give you that mental edge over the performers that don't use goal setting, imagery, and some of the other techniques that we'll talk about in a little bit. But they can really make those practice reps and your visualizations and your preparation worthwhile, and they can get your entire body ready to go into whatever type of performance you're about to do, whether that's a firefight in the military or any mission in the military, going into surgery, going into a fire if you're a fireman. It, whichever profession that you have, you can use a performance consultant to get ready for those. And I fell in love with this from the time that I started competitive athletics in college. I played basketball in high school and before that too, but I really started to use performance psychology when I got to college. I was in an interesting situation. I played basketball for 4 years in college, and my senior year, I went through a few surgeries throughout my sophomore and junior year, so I wasn't as quick as I used to be. So my coach used me in a very unique manner. If there was less than 30 seconds left in the half, and we had the ball, and he had a pretty good feeling we were going to be going back on defense, he would put me in to hit a game-winning or half-ending three, and that was a very unique situation to be in. I struggled with it in the beginning of the season, and I didn't shoot very well. So I went to see a sports psychologist that we had. We had a Center for Enhanced Performance at school, and I went and I told her my problem. And I said I sit on the bench for 19 and a half minutes, and then I'm expected to go in and hit a three. And I said it seems almost impossible to me. And she said, okay, well, let's work on some things. So she sat me down, and we went through a few sessions where I would visualize myself actually going through the mental reps and getting ready for to go into the game. I knew the play we were going to run almost every time, so I could get ready, get myself ready on the bench to go into the game. By the time we were done, about 3 weeks later, I could, in about 5 minutes, get myself into a full sweat sitting on the bench, and I would be ready to go in the game. Later on in the season, I did hit one game-winning three against VMI, and that was a lot of fun. It was one of the best experiences of my career because it was at VMI too, so that was fun. But I went into the game and I made a few uh, passes, inbounds plays, things like that. Things that don't show up in the box score that I was ready to do. I was ready to make that play to get our team the win, and it was because I was mentally ready to go into the game. So I really do believe that in the science and the theory behind performance psychology, and I really want to share that with other people. I'm very passionate about it, and I love to teach, coach, and mentor other people. Being in the military, I was a former company commander, and we had 82 people in our company. So my senior enlisted advisor and we worked together on creating a vision and creating a mission that everybody could buy into, and creating that organizational culture of excellence. And we did a fantastic job. We turn in one of the best companies in our unit, and one of the best maintenance companies in the Department of Defense. Last year, they just won the Department of Defense Award for Maintenance Excellence for our size company. So I do have a little bit of experience working with athletics and in high risk organizations as well, working in special operations. So I'd love to share that type of experience with you, and hopefully we can work together to develop your relationships within your organization, or develop you individually into a peak performer. I strongly believe that in order for your development and your success, a great relationship between the two of us can go a long way. As it says on the slide, one of the most important things in your development is our relationship. And over time, we'll develop this relationship. But in performance consulting, your trust and buy into the theory and the techniques that I'm going to present to you is extremely important. So here we want to develop your Chris mentality. But how are we going to do it? Well, with our vision, with our company, is to develop you or your organization using very detailed individual plans and measure your progress and performance using goal setting, imagery, relaxation techniques, and positive self talk. In performance psychology, we have the ability to help you with organizational and individual development. We can provide workshops on specific performance or organizational culture topics, and we can also help you with leader development as well. With our leader or organizational development, we can focus on company vision, individual vision, and your individual mission, finding your values, what you believe in, and finding purpose within your organization. We want to ensure that everybody in your organization and even in your close group who's supporting you on your endeavors are rowing the boat in the same direction. We want to make sure that your mom and dad, your coach, um, any and your nutritionist, everybody is rowing the boat in the same direction to get you to whatever your end goal is. Whether that's compete in the Olympics, whether that is get through med school, whether that is to become the best officer in the military or police officer, fireman, etc. Whatever your end goal is. Maybe it's to make first team All American. Maybe it's to win a national championship. It doesn't matter what that goal is. It's just formulating that plan to get there and getting everybody around you to buy into that plan to help you succeed in the end. In the previous slide, I talked about goal setting, imagery, relaxation techniques, and positive self talk. Just some of the things in sports psychology and performance psychology that we can use to help you achieve your goals. But how are we actually going to incorporate those? Well, I believe in using the principles of acceptance and commitment therapy to help you reach those goals. Acceptance and commitment therapy focuses on the individual function of behavior determined by the context of the situation that you are currently in. So I really like ACT because it does not deal in the realm of normal and abnormal. There is an acceptance of who you are as an individual, and it finds ways to maximize who you are as that individual. Since there's no normal or abnormal within acceptance and commitment therapy or theory, as long as you stay true to the values of who you are as a person, we can find multiple ways to approach the situations that arise. For example, there can be a scenario where 5 different soldiers attempt to conduct a meeting with a village mayor to get information about the town and the surrounding area. I will guarantee you, because I've witnessed it, that all 5 of those individuals will have a different plan. They have different strengths and they have different weaknesses. They have different ways to prepare for that meeting. But as long as they reach that goal of finding the information that they need and developing that relationship, we can consider that a success. So in this program, what would we consider as a success? You define your success. The end result of successful consultations will have the athlete, performer, or professional mentally ready to prepare for events and perform at their optimal level during those events. And, and we will get you there. Working together with goal setting, with imagery, with mental rehearsals, with organizational development of your vision and mission, or your individual vision of what you want to be as a performer or a professional, will get you to your successful endpoint. So I hope that you join us in the crisp performance, and I hope that you've enjoyed